My name is Richard Young, so I work at Carnegie, and I've just written a new book about the new types of civic activism that have emerged across the world over the last decade. So civic activism is becoming more intense in all regions of the world. So this is a very important global trend in politics. And very interestingly, activism is taking on a different form. The old style of activism organized around NGOs still exists. It can be very influential, but it's being complemented by a much more grassroots and community-based form of activism. Some of this is very political, some of it is very practically oriented, and it's not about big political struggles. But this form of activism is emerging because activists are looking for more effective and agile types of tactics to influence governments. Sometimes the activism expresses itself in mass protests. We've seen mass protests emerge from France, Hungary, Venezuela, Korea, Zimbabwe, Ethiopia, and many other cases. So this is a very much more prevalent form of activism that's become dominant in the last decade. Are governments listening to these protesters? To some extent they are. Some of the protests have succeeded in pushing governments out of power. Not all of them succeed, but most of them do at least win some concessions from governments. So it's not the case that these protests are completely ineffective. They are becoming a kind of mainstreamed part of global politics. Very interestingly, a new feature of this activism is that it's quite varied in ideological terms. Some of it is very left-wing, some of it's very right-wing, some of it doesn't define itself as political at all. So this kind of much more mixed type of ideology is a very core element of the new activism, and that has very important implications for what this new activism means for democracy. It's changing the way politics works. It's not intrinsically good for democracy or bad for democracy, but it is changing the way that global politics works and the relationship between citizens and governmental power.